This is another quick little video. I'm doing this video on communitarianism and what it is really. I'm right here on Wikipedia. Communitarianism is a philosophy that emphasizes the connection between the individual and the community. Its overriding philosophy is based upon the belief that a person's social identity and personality are largely molded by community relationships, with a small degree of development being placed on individualism. So this is more, group-based. Although the community might be a family, communitarianism usually is understood in a wider philosophical sense as a collection of interactions amongst a community of people in a given place, geographical location, or among a community who shares an interest or who share a history. Communitarianism usually opposes extreme individualism and disagrees with extreme laissez-faire policies that neglect the stability of the overall community. So they push the individual to the back for the goal of the community itself. So, let's see, let's go into a little bit more terminology, philosophy. The philosophy of communitarianism originated in the 20th century, but the term communitarian was coined in 1841 by John Goodwin Banby, a leader of the British Chartist movement, who used it in referring to utopian socialists and other idealists who experimented with communal styles of life. However, it was not until the 1980s that the term communitarianism gained currency through association with the work of a small group of political philosophers. See, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these ways of thinking come from people who have a lot of time on their hands to come up with or develop some type of way of thinking or molding society. Usually it don't never, well, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say never, but a lot of times it don't really come from the people themselves. It seems like it gets thought of from somebody you don't even know that's on high, that's connected to a lot of people or whatever. Might have some type of, that have some type of rank in society or whatever, being some type of upper class, and then they get other people to push it onto other folks. You know what I'm saying? But the term community itself, I don't see nothing wrong with. I wanna state that I don't see nothing wrong with groups of people coming together to achieve goals and try to make their lives better. It's the manipulation and the deception used when it comes to these types of group thinks or organizations or whatever they may be, or some type of peer pressure or psychological manipulation, emotional manipulation to make you feel certain type of ways because you don't want to participate in their way of thinking. If you're dealing with any kind of manipulation in that kind of way, I would never, condone that type of, no matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? So, the application of the label communitarianism was controversial even amongst the communitarians because in the West, the term evokes association with ideologies of socialism and collectivism. So public leaders and some of the academics who champion this school of thought usually avoid the term communitarian while still advocating and advancing the ideas of communitarianism. So the West is very independent. They want you to be uh, very individualistic and um, group think in the West's eyes. I guess they think everything gonna lead to communism. You know what I'm saying? The West is very skeptical about groups coming together because I guess they think it's gonna lead to some type of communism. That's what I believe. Um, Philosophical communitarianism, classical liberalism, ontology, epistemology, incoherent and oppose it on the ground. Unlike um, classical liberalism, that's why I said I don't really disagree with the concept of a community because I can see how being liberal, you'll never get nowhere. You'll never do anything. Liberalism, you'll just be spinning your own wheel. You'll be able to do whatever you want to, but you'll never make any kind of progress or effort toward building anything if you're too liberal. So it has to be a certain type of directional, some type of um, group direction if you want to make any kind of progress. You know what I'm saying? But ideological communitarianism is characterized as radical centrist ideology. See, they don't like these people centrists because they don't choose the left or the right. Alt centrist. They don't like stuff like a centrist, no Democrat, no Republican. That is sometimes marked by socially conservative and economically intravenous policies. This usage was coined recently. When the term is capitalized, it usually refers to the responsive communitarian movement of Amartya Sen and other philosophers. I want to go on and show you this right here. This is a channel called No Race on YouTube. I was watching him right about 8 years ago. I mean, I've been watching. Well, no, it wasn't no 8 years ago. I've been watching. Let me see. This guy's his videos, and he does videos on communitarianism right here. And all that. But this is a good channel. I'm breaking down this communitarian stuff. But yeah, this is where I first seen the term really. When I watched this channel right here, this is when I first seen the term. But let me get back to it. Historical roots, origins. While the term communitarianism was coined on in the mid-19th century, ideas that are communitarian in nature appear much earlier. They are found in some classical socialist doctrines. Writings about the early commune and about workers' solidarity, and further back in the New Testament, communitarianism has been traced back to monasticism. Here we go, back to these monks. A religious way of life in which one renounces worldly pursuits to devote oneself fully to spiritual work. Monastic life plays an important role in many Christian churches, especially in the Catholic and Orthodox tradition, as well as in other faiths such as Buddhism, Hinduism. So A number of sociologists have strongly communitarian elements in their work, such as Ferdinand, in comparison to oppressive but nurturing communities and liberating but impersonal societies. And Emily Duke concerned about integrating the role of social values and relations between the individual and society. Both authors warned of the dangers of anomie, societal condition defined by an uprooting or breakdown of any moral value, standard, or guidance for individuals to follow. Anomie may evolve from conflict of belief systems and causes breakdown of societal bonds between an individual and community. Okay. And alienation in modern society is composed of atomized individuals who have gained their liberty but lost their social moorings. Modern sociologists saw the rise of mass society and the decline of communal bonds and respect for traditional values and authority in the United States of the 1960s. So really what they're saying right here in this word, they're talking about the breakdown of society by people going their own way, doing their own thing, and society itself just start to break down. The whole communities start breaking down because everyone stops following certain types of values or certain types of rules or whatever. But I really didn't want to get too far up in this. I just wanted to look at communitarianism and what it was, and the idea and the concept to me sounds, pretty good. And there, like I said, there's nothing wrong with people coming together, working together in the community to do whatever they're trying to do with themselves, as long as it's not oppressive and abusive, as long as there's not manipulation tactics being used, psychological manipulation tactics, coercion, emotional manipulation tactics, trying to make someone feel like they're not good people because they don't see the things the way these other people see them. It has to be completely voluntary. If it's not voluntary, then why would you? I wouldn't mess with it anyway. You know what I'm saying? It cannot be top down. Cannot be forced. People have to choose it. And I don't know if it should be based on ideology or what. I don't know what would bind the community itself, but the concept is not a bad concept, but a lot of times, a lot of this stuff don't even come from the people that this stuff get experimented on. It comes from other people who have time, they hand to just create these ideas. They get other people to implement them and use the world as a test dummy, use people. And then when bad things start happening, you'll hear a lot of times when people get involved in stuff like this sometimes, oh, it wasn't me, you tricked yourself. And I hear a lot of people say this, it wasn't me, you let me do this to, trick you. Wasn't up on your, like deception. When deception is involved, there's a lot of blame and pointing the finger. Well, it wasn't my fault. You should have been up on your game. What game? So if deception and manipulation is involved, I don't think it'll be good. It won't work for anyone. It's just like religion. If deception and manipulation involved, it's not gonna work. But that's all I want to say.